Good morning, ASEAN. Freshen up your world, your thought, your idea with us from 7:30 to 8 a.m. And I'm here with you, Nirasha Malisak.
And we Natong Proceed. And it's Tuesday, the 7th of May. Malaysia has got the winner for premiership from the general elections. Let's go see a special report on Prime Minister's Najib Razak's sworn-in ceremony.
Prime Minister Najib Razak begins his second term at the helm of Malaysia's government. On Monday, his ruling party narrowly defeated opposition candidates to record its worst ever election performance. Najib's government is vulnerable to party dissidents since the ruling Barisan Nasional party won only 133 seats out of the 222 total, well short of a two-thirds majority, and 7 fewer seats versus previous polls in 2008. The 59-year-old had promised further economic prosperity, voiding race-based policies, and millions of dollars in handouts to poorer families. But sources close to Najib's party told Reuters that the leader may step down by the end of the year. The opposition's People's Alliance won 89 seats, but were unable to oust one of the world's longest-serving governments. Opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim said the result was fraudulent and called for a rally in the capital Kuala Lumpur on Wednesday.
And in the related development, many of the world leaders has congratulated the newly sworn Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak, including the Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen, who expressed his congratulations yesterday to Najib Razak on his party victories in the general elections on Sunday. As on Sunday, Barisan retained power by winning 133 parliamentary seats, a simple majority in the 222-seat lower house of parliament. Hun Sen congratulated the ruling Barisan Nasional chairman for winning the general election and continuing to lead the Malaysian government in the next 5 years, saying both Cambodia and Malaysia will continue to work together. Najib took over as Malaysian Prime Minister in 2009 and was sworn in as the Prime Minister for a second term yesterday afternoon. And meanwhile, the United States yesterday congratulated Malaysia's ruling coalition in power for more than 5 decades for winning re-election while acknowledging some irregularities as the opposition charge. State Department spokesman Patrick Ventrell said they are aware of concerns about voting irregularities and note that the opposition parties face significant restrictions on access to the media. Addressing these issues is important to strengthening confidence in the electoral process. And also as well, Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong has telephoned Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak yesterday afternoon to congratulate him on his victory in the hard-fought Malaysian general election. And both Prime Ministers agreed to further enhance their close bilateral partnership.
The Thai Foreign Minister Surapong Tawichakchaikun is now in Washington for a bilateral meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry. Kerry and Surapong discussed matters of mutual interest, including security measures and human trafficking. Kerry said, "We cooperate as a far range of issues, from the environment to wildlife protection, species protection, counter-narcotics, organized crime, and other initiatives with respect to refugees and anti-trafficking efforts." Meanwhile, Surapong said that his meeting with the U.S. Secretary will be a good chance to continue dialogue on their future partnership, and especially as they mark 180 years of the Thai-U.S. diplomatic relations this year. Thailand has recently been on the United States human trafficking watch list, and Surapong hoped to show that his country was serious about curtailing it. The U.S. has claimed that Thailand has promised to fight human trafficking, but has fallen short on action.
Indonesian exports fell most in 7 months in March as commodities prices continue to suffer. With global recovery to be slow and bumpy, Indonesia's economy grew at 6% in the first 3 months of the year. This is considered as its slowest pace in more than 2 years as exports slowed. The expansion was lower than the 6.1% reported in the previous quarter compared to the same period the year before. And despite its government setting a 2013 growth target of 6.8% and being the largest economy in Southeast Asia, ratings agency Standard & Poor's lowered its outlook last week, citing stalled reform momentum. The Statistics Bureau said export had fallen the most in 7 months in March. Meanwhile, analysts said that the declining expectation of the global recovery led to a further weakening of global commodity prices. The country is known to be the biggest producer of palm oil, and other commodity exports include rubber, tin, and coal.
On Thailand, let's go take a look at a special report on the high-speed railway plan.
The main targets of the infrastructure master plan investment are challenging and upbeat for the government. Not only being financially demanding, it will also need an international standard of workforce to keep it up and running. Despite praising the plan, international investors have raised a question that also signals an important shift for the Thai demographic. Is the Thai workforce ready to handle such a task? The responsibilities that follow a fully functional high-speed train running through the country and connecting to regional gateways are very different than what train operators and drivers have faced before. The high-speed train project will add a total of 2,563 kilometers of railway across the country, carrying more passengers and a bigger payload of goods, and more trips running at speeds of 250 to 400 kilometers per hour leaves no room for error or miscommunication. The logistics lifeline of the region is like an artery, and accidents and latencies of cargo deliveries must not be allowed to be an accepted trait. The know-how of maintenance, operations, and communication must be practiced and mastered all hand in hand before this grand plan of Thailand, through its new mega infrastructure, the heartland of ASEAN, takes shape. Excluding the technical training that these personnel must undertake, the resurfacing doubts of the punctuality of the Thai workforce is also under the questionable factor. Punctuality is not a highly upheld value in Thai society. The new logistics system will not be fully effective under these old behavioral barriers.
MOU กับจีนเนี่ยมี2รูปแบบรัฐบาลที่แล้วเนี่ยคงไม่เอาต่อแล้วผมเป็นบริษัทร่วมทุนของเรามีอยู่ตอนนี้เป็นเรื่องเทคนิคทำต่อตอนนี้ส่งคนไปเทรนเป็น100 คนแล้วนะมีโปรแกรมที่จะเทรนคนเป็น100เลยให้ไปเทรนเนี่ยลากย่าขึ้นมาเลย
มีตำแหน่งมีแบบ
คือเขาก็จะเริ่มตั้งแต่คนขับคนโอเปอเรตคนเมนเทนแนนซ์อะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็จะมีเป็น5 งวดละ20 คนเลยนี่เราก็เริ่มแล้ว
จากรถไฟ
This proficiency demand once again highlights Thailand's need to develop its workforce and finally become a skill-based working demographic for its role in the ASEAN economic community. Nattakorn reports.
And in Myanmar Focus Daily for today, Amari resident says Bangkok will explore the Myanmar market right after the break.
Myanmar has delayed by 5 years its deadline to eliminate drug production within the borders as it struggles to stem a growing narcotic crisis, according to a senior official. Deputy Police Chief Zai Win said authorities are very concerned about a rebound in poppy cultivation over the last 6 years in Myanmar, or the world's second largest opium producer, while amphetamine-type stimulants, or ATS, are also surging. At the opening of Six Nation talks in Yangon, the deputy said that due to threats posed by ATS and to achieve a reduction in poppy cultivation, Myanmar's Narcotics Control Board has extended its drug elimination to 2019. The previous target was set in 2014. Officials from China, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam have gathered in Myanmar for days of talks on a worsening drugs crisis, which the United Nations has warned poses a threat to public security. Zhao Win told delegates that it was crystal clear that the methamphetamine problem is growing rapidly, adding that more and more international drug syndicates are becoming involved, which creates serious challenges to the ability of law enforcement agencies. The drugs trade is closely linked to Myanmar's long-running insurgencies in remote areas bordering Thailand, Laos, and China, known as the Golden Triangle, with ethnic minority rebels widely thought to use drug profits to fund operations. According to a UN December report, around 5.9 million methamphetamine pills were seized in Myanmar in 2011, which is almost double the figure from the previous year, even though seizures are likely to represent only a fraction of the amount produced.
And now it's time for Myanmar Focus Daily on Explore Amari Residences Bangkok in entering the Myanmar market.
In Myanmar Focus Daily today, we will explore strategies for Amari Residences Bangkok in entering Myanmar market. General manager of the hotel reveals that the hotel accommodation usually comes in package with partner hospitals that do marketing for medical tourism in Myanmar market. At the same time, the hotel is preparing a wide range of services to facilitate the growing number of Myanmar customers.
Our strategies, again, we're going over 3 or 4 times a year to strengthen our relationship and finding new business partners. And we are using here the strength of TAT, Bangkok Hospital, and different hospitals in the region. Yes, we have our staff. Some of them are able to speak Myanmarese. We accommodate them with traditional food for the breakfast, for lunch, newspapers. We have the daily newspapers. We have TV channels from Myanmar, and also our rooms, suites. They are equipped with big kitchens, stoves, families, because Myanmar like to travel in family. They can cook and cook in their own meals.
The hotel expects the growth for Myanmar market this year at around 30% compared to the number of last year. He added that it is already a good sign in the first quarter, and sales trips to Myanmar received a positive feedback. Moreover, Amari Residences Bangkok plans to attract more customers from neighboring Cambodia and Vietnam.
Apart from Myanmar, is there any plan for your hotel to probably attract more customers from the CLMV or the ASEAN region as a whole?
Yes, Cambodia is one of the biggest focus for us, as well Vietnam. Outside of the CMV countries, we're focusing in the near future on China, Indonesia, and Bhutan.
In 2015, ASEAN countries will be integrated into one single community. Despite some challenges in medical tourism, the hotel believes it is a good opportunity for its business. The hotel estimates that ASEAN countries will contribute around 30% growth to the sale of the hotel over the next years. On the with Tammy San for Myanmar Focus Daily.
Still in Myanmar, let's go see an interview with a famous actor, Pyay Ti Oo.
Natty is still chatting with Myanmar's famous actor Pyay Ti Oo on the life of being a celebrity in Myanmar, how he takes care of himself and his fans, as well as how he can contribute to the country as his country is currently in a transition.
What is your experience like about meeting your fans? Do your fans like they are nice to you, or some of them are okay because you are a famous actor? Some fans might be following you or that kind of stuff. How do how does he feel and how does he deal with it?
Fan နေတော့ကျွန်တော်နဲ့တော့အများနဲ့အဆက်အသွယ်ရှိပါတယ်။ကျွန်တော်ဥပမာဆို my birthday
party in Canary.
My birthday we meet our fans တွေ့တဲ့ခါကျလို့ဆိုတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့တော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့အရန်ကိုရင်းနှီးတာပေါ့အရန်ကိုရင်းနှီးပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်နဲ့ပြည်သက်တွေနေရတော့ကျွန်တော်ပြည်သက်တွေနေရတော့အမြဲတမ်းတသားတည်းကြာနေတာများတယ်တသားတည်းကြာနေတယ်ကျွန်တော်နဲ့တွေ့လို့ရှိရင်အကုန်လုံးကတရင်တနည်းကိုဟို ပွင့်ဟိုဟန်ဆောင်မှုတွေပါတယ်မရှိဘဲနဲ့ကိုအရန်ကိုရင်းနှီးစွာပေးသက်တဲ့နေတယ်အဲ့တော့ကြောင့်မလို့ပေးသက်တဲ့ကျွန်တော်เนี่ยအမြဲတမ်းတသားတဲ့ကြာတာများတယ်
Being an actor, what was the hardest role that you played? Which one is the hardest and why?
အမှန်တိုင်းပြောရမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီသရုပ်ဆောင်တွေအတွက်တိတ်ခတ်ခဲ့တဲ့ဇက်ကောင်တွေကတော်တော်များကိုရှိနေသေးတယ်လေရှိနေသေးတယ်ဟိုကျွန်တော်တို့မှာကကြတော့ဒီဇက်ကောင်စရိုက်မျိုးစုံကိုတည်တည်ချာချာကိုထိတွေ့ပြီးတော့ဇက်ကောင်ရဲ့စရိုက်အတိုင်းပြပြအောင်သရုပ်ဆောင်နိုင်မှုတော့ကကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီမှာရှိတဲ့အတားတွေတော်တော်ဆက်ပြီးတော့လေ့လာမှုတွေတော့ပြုလုပ်ရအောင်ပါပေါ့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကတော့တစ်နှစ်မှာကားပေါင်းများစွာရိုက်နေတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့ character တော်တော်များများကိုတော့ရိုက်ဖူးကြပါတယ်ဥမာဟိုပေါ့စကားတွေအများကြီးမပြောဘဲနဲ့အမူအရာလေးတစ်ချက်ပြလိုက်ရုံနဲ့တော့ဒီအမူအရာဇက်ကောင်တစ်ကောင်ရဲ့အမူအရာလေးပြလိုက်ရုံနဲ့သူဟာဘာကိုကိုစားပြုနေပါတယ်ဆိုတော့အဆင်မျိုးပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုအဆင်မျိုးတရုပ်ဆောင်ချက်တွေကတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့အတွက်ကိုစင်ခေါ်မှုတွေဖြစ်လာနိုင်တယ်
And do you practice a lot before you go shooting?
Yes.
How do you prepare yourself before you go shooting?
There's two bags. One bag is dress. We prepare for our character. So how do I dress for video? အဲ့တော့အဝယ်စားပိုင်းကိုပြင်ဆင်ရတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကကျတော့ဒီသရုပ်ဆောင်ချက်နဲ့ပတ်သက်လို့ကကျတော့ဒီ director တွေရဲ့ညွှန်ကြားချက်တွေပေါ့ director တွေနဲ့ဟိုဆွေးနွေးထားတဲ့ဆွေးနွေးချက်တွေတိုင်းသရုပ်ဆောင်ပိုင်းကတော့သွားရတာပေါ့ဇာညွှန်းအတိုင်းပေါ့ဇာညွှန်းအတိုင်းပေါ့ဇာညွှန်းနဲ့ director ရဲ့အကြံပြုချက်အတိုင်းသွားရတာပေါ့နောက်တစ်ပိုင်းကတော့အဝယ်စားပိုင်းပေါ့အဝယ်စားပိုင်းကတော့ဒီ character တစ်ခုနဲ့ဘယ်လိုမျိုးအသင့်တော်ဆုံးဖြစ်မယ်ဆိုတော့ character ဟိုလည်းဒါကိုလည်းကျွန်တော်တို့ director နဲ့ဟိုဆွေးနွေးညှိနှိုင်းပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ဝေးရတာပေါ့အပိုင်းတစ်ပိုင်းတော့ရှိတယ်
Because the country is now changing, Myanmar is now changing, and as an actor, how are you going to contribute to the change in your country?
So အဲ့ဒီထဲမှာတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကတက်နိုင်သမျှတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နိုင်ငံအတွက်ကျွန်တော်တို့တိုင်းပြည်အတွက်ဘာလုပ်ပေးလို့ရမလဲကျွန်တော်တို့အနေနဲ့ဘာဝင်ပါပေးလို့ရမလဲဝင်ပါလို့ရတဲ့အတိုင်းအတာထဲမှာတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်လို့ရတဲ့ပြတဲ့မှာတော့ဟိုအားလုံးလုပ်ပြီးဖို့အဆင်သင့်ပါပဲကျွန်တော်တို့မှလူမှုရေးပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဘာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဘေးဟာအတွက်ပဲလိုအပ်ပေါ့အဲ့ဒါမျိုးကျွန်တော်တို့ကတော့ဟိုကူညီပေးပါတယ်။ဘာလို့ဒီအချိန်မှာတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့နိုင်ငံအနေနဲ့ကကြတော့ဘသူရဲ့ဘဝရဲ့ဆိုတာမျိုးမရှိတော့ဘူး။တိုင်းပြည်တစ်ခုကောင်းမှုတစ်ခုအားလုံးကဝိုင်းဝန်းပြီးတော့ဟိုထူထောင်နေကြတဲ့တိစောက်နေကြတဲ့အချိန်ဖြစ်သွားပြီ။အဲဒီကြောင့်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကတကယ်တိုင်းပြည်ကောင်းအောင်လုပ်နေတာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ကတော့ NLD ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်เนาะအစိုးရပိုင်းမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းစစ်တပ်ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ဒီကိုတိုင်းပြည်ကောင်းဖို့အတွက်လူအပ်တဲ့အကူအညီမှန်သမျှကိုတော့ကျွန်တော်အနေနဲ့ပြီးဖို့အဆင်သင့်ပါပဲပေးလဲပြီးနေတဲ့ကူညီလဲကူညီပေးတယ်နောက်လူမှုရေးပိုင်းဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းလူမှုရေးပိုင်းမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ celebrity အနေနဲ့တက်နိုင်သလောက်အင်အားရှိသလောက်အစအရာပါဝင်ပေးနေပါတယ်
Do you want to be an actor for the rest of your life or would you some point want to do something else
တခြားဟာလည်းစိတ်ဝင်စားတဲ့လုပ်တွေအများကြီးရှိပါသေးတယ်ဒီအချိန်မှာတော့ကျွန်တော်တို့ကဟိုပါပေါ့ဟိုတခြားလုပ်ဖို့အတွက်လည်းလေ့လာနေတဲ့အချိန်လောက်ပဲရှိသေးတာပေါ့ဒီဘဝတစ်ခုလုံးမှာဒီလုပ်တဲ့အလုပ်တစ်ခုပဲလုတ်သွားဖို့တော့မရှိပါဘူးဟုတ်တယ်ဒီလုတ်လဲလုတ်မှာပဲတခြားကိုယ်နဲ့အဆင်ပြေတဲ့လုတ်မျိုးတွေရှိမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းလုတ်ဖြစ်မှာပဲဒီအချိန်မှာတော့လေ့လာနေတယ်
We have got to know the famous actor already. Tune in for Chatty Natty next week for Myanmar's most famous actress. Bye bye.
And that wraps up our Good Morning ASEAN edition. Stay tuned with us from Monday to Friday every weekday, same time, same place, same channel. I am Niraj Amari Saklamia.
And we now don't proceed. Thank you so much for watching us. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ